Welcome to this week's Free Minute. It is Monday, July 28th. Hello from Brooklyn, New York. A quick hit on all the things nonprofit fundraisers need to know this week. From an economic standpoint, it is a huge week coming as opposed to a week gone by. And we've hit record highs for several weeks in a row now in the S&P and the Nasdaq. But what's happening this week is really going to shape the market for a lot of the rest of the year. Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple are all reporting earnings, usually on July 30th. And so there's a lot of other public companies reporting earnings, which is going to push the market higher or lower based on how those compare to expectations. The US Federal Reserve is meeting this week on their rate setting committee, and investors are not expecting a rate reduction immediately, but they are looking to see whether interest rates might go down in the fall. If they do, expect more boost to the market as well. Um, the Fed's preferred inflation reading, which is called the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, which is basically like, hey, is there inflation or not? Comes out. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. And then US jobs data for July will be released relatively soon as well. So all things that will shape the economy. But overall, it's been a stunningly good month. Many of you know this, but US and the EU just reached a tariff agreement of 15%. That was relatively expected, so it didn't boost stock markets, but generally, the absence of bad news tends to be good news. Other things in the nonprofit space, the Trump administration is releasing billions of dollars, 6 billion to be exact, to fund adult literacy, English language instruction, other programs from the education department. And so that's new. That should be bolstering some of the nonprofit organizations in education. Other things of note, OpenAI is announcing, or at least is rumored to be dropping GPT-5 in August. Lots of new capabilities there. We'll see what that looks like. It's also the case that there was a new article in Fortune magazine talking about how AI is driving mass layoffs in technology companies, but it's boosting salaries everywhere else. And particularly for roles that have AI in it, they're seeing enormous gains in terms of salary compared to last year, an average of $18,000 higher salaries. And what we're seeing here is that marketing roles, communication roles, HR roles, it is now being strongly preferred that there's some AI proficiency. And our sense is that within 2 years, certainly folks leading marketing and sort of broad nonprofit outreach these roles will require AI proficiency. And certainly, I think major giving officers as well, that those roles will really, people hiring for those roles will really be looking for AI proficiency. And so there's a whole host of webinars that you can go back to if you're looking to brush up on your own skills there. And I'm sure we'll do more in the future. Last thing I'll note is that tomorrow at noon, we are going to be joined by representatives from the American Red Cross, the American Heart Association, and the Susan Komen Foundation, all focused on how those organizations are planning for end of year right now. And so if you're interested in hearing from the best of the best, come join us at noon tomorrow. We have some brilliant guests, and we're very, very excited about this. Have a wonderful week. Hope you're enjoying your summer, and talk to y'all soon.